Hi, I'm Barbara Wesley, your host of Cibola Treasures, and we have a treasure with us today. And what I'd like for you to do is to share with our audience your name and your role here.
Okay, my name is Jeff Mottes. I am the interim chief for the city of Grants right now. I was the patrol lieutenant previously to that.
Okay, so tell us what's happening with the city police department right now. I mean, we see things going on all over the country, and my son just recently asked me, Mom, what's happening in Grants with the police department? So not only will we tell him, but we'll also tell our audience as well.
Right. So right now, luckily, we have a community that supports us. You know, we have a city government that supports us. So we don't have the issues like the bigger cities, if you will. Those problems that they're having right now. So basically, right now we're doing some internal changes. We're waiting for the position to be filled for the chief of police. I have applied for that position. The interviews won't be taking place until January 5th, and then sometime after that is when we'll hear the result of that.
Okay. So in the meantime, what are you doing in the city that's making a difference in our community?
So far, we can start internally. I have changed the schedules and the briefing times for our officers and detectives so that there's more manpower on the streets in the mornings for the schools and for traffic control. I'm sure we've all seen the traffic on Roosevelt and First Street. If we're not busy, we're there. And same thing with the schools. Previously, our briefing times were a little bit different to where there wasn't the availability of all the officers, including the chief, to be in the schools. So right now, since we did the schedule change, every morning when there's school, there's an officer at every single school. And that's been a big help for the community and the children. Plus it gives us, you know, we're visible there too to slow down traffic. They all should have their lights on. They're outside of their vehicles wearing traffic vests, meeting with the kids.
Good.
The other thing that we've done so far is we've marked all of our patrol cars, including from the chief's patrol car on down, so that there's more visibility. There's no unmarked cars anymore that we use. If we do use them, it's for circumstances that require us to, but all of our patrol cars on a daily basis are fully marked right now.
Okay. You know, that was a real concern to me because as a woman, I thought if someone stopped me in an unmarked car and said I'm a policeman, how would that make me feel if I did not, of course I know most of you in town, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if someone stopped me, I would be fearful.
Yeah, I know there's been those cases, of course, and they're in the bigger cities, and I'm sure the smaller communities do see those too. Luckily with us, we know our community, and that's what's nice about having, you know, a tight community like Grants, is normally we know everybody, and they know all of the police officers too, so that's, you know, that's the good thing about it. The objective we were trying to make with the marked units is more visibility out to the public, because we did have those unmarked units that were driving around, and there would be people speeding, you know, by them, stuff like that, because they didn't know. Now with the visibility of them being fully marked, people are, oh, there's a police officer right there, let's kind of slow down, buckle up, you know, get their kids in the proper seating, you know, in the child restraints and so forth.
Right. So what else is happening with the police department right now?
Right now, we just promoted Barbara Kahn. She was a patrol sergeant, now she's going to be a lieutenant. So she was just promoted this last week. We did just promote a patrol sergeant from an officer's position, Matthew Sylvester. So he is now going to be a patrol sergeant. He starts shift this coming week, which is a new pay period, which is why we did it that way. And we still have 2 openings.
So how would someone apply for a position?
They can go online to the cityofgrants.net and apply online there. Right now, I'm not sure if the chiefs of police position is still open or not, because our interviews are coming up now in January. But we do have another position available that's a certified officer's position.
Okay. So what are the requirements for someone coming into the police department?
Right now we have I want to say we have 5 uncertified officers, so we can't really hire another uncertified officer because we lose them to the academy. And now in January, we're losing 2. So we have to cover those shifts because we're losing 2 to the academy for at least 4 months. And then in July, we're going to lose 3. So that's going to flush out our patrol division and our school resource officers. So for them to apply now, they have to be a certified officer, and you have to have, good standing through the state with your certification. You have to be up to date in all your training, and you have to pass a physical fitness test if you're a lateral officer, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So we've covered a lot. So what else would you like to convey to the city?
Well, you guys have our eyes. You guys are our eyes, number one, because we can't be everywhere at one time. So I would always ask the community for their assistance, and if they see something going on, please call us, because we may be doing something else at another part of town, and just make us aware of what's going on in your neighborhoods too. You guys got to be our ears, eyes, everything. That's what helps us out.
One of the things I've observed is that I've seen vehicles even recently without any tags and nothing in the window that says it's a temporary, they're waiting to be tagged. So what's the status of that?
So when COVID first started and the MVDs were shut down and then they were backlogged because they couldn't get any appointments, stuff like that, we were giving breaks at that point. But now if we see them, yes, they get stopped and they get cited, or they get warned and they get sent to the MVD to get their proper paperwork to get insurance. But no, now there's no excuses right now, because right now MVD's open. They're taking appointments. You can go to Albuquerque and walk into a MVD Now or MVD Express, and there's no appointments or no waiting there. So that's come and gone.
Okay. So we are approaching the availability of drugs in our state that's going to be for recreational purposes. Mm-hmm. How is that going to impact the police department?
It impacts us a lot, and it impacts our community and our kids a lot, because we see it in our elementary schools, we see it in the mid school, and most definitely in the high school. And the charging portion of that for being criminal has dropped to anything below 2 ounces of marijuana is legal. And I'm not saying that for juveniles, it's for adults. But anything under that is legal for personal use, and if you don't know what 2 ounces is of marijuana, it's quite a bit, so. But other than that, it alters everybody's state of mind. Whether it's good or bad, it alters it at some point, and we see the effects of it.
Well, it's frightening, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I can tell you one thing that does go up too is property crimes go up. We have the kids that are doing criminal damage to property, vandalizing, stealing, trying to get that or sell whatever they're taking to make that money to buy the marijuana or whatever drug of choice.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So in closing, what would you like to tell our community about the police department?
We are moving forward in a positive direction, and it's never stopped. I would like to tell you guys that in the future, please, you guys, like I said, you guys are our eyes and our ears. If you guys see anything that's going on that's of concern, please call us, and especially now for the holidays, you guys drive safe and take care. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your dedication to the community and for your perseverance.
Oh, I appreciate that.
It requires that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Take care.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.